Hi, this is Samruddhi. So we are here at my ongoing project in Pench, which is a tiger reserve in central parts of India. And I, with my client, Mrs. Bhosle, we are developing this resort by the name of La Selva. So I'm taking you through the making journey of this project in this video. To start with, it's a lush green teak forest, and we designed it very organically, keeping in mind that every cottage should be placed in such a way that none of the trees are being cut. So despite of the master plan being developed on paper, this is very much inspired from Laurie Baker's principles of being on site and getting things done there. So here it goes. The site, as you see, is a slightly boomerang shaped site. So this patch of the site has huge trees, like lots of trees. So much during the rainy season you can't even find another person standing right next. Okay, and this was the empty patch of the land. So due to the linear proportion of the site and the temperature drop being there because of the trees available, I have planned cottages irregularly over here with intertwined pathways that are leading to different areas, and we'll go outside and see how these cottages are visible very sneakily. You can't see it very directly, and that's what the beauty about the master plan. So we would just randomly come to the site visits even when it was not needed, and come here and mark the places. It was more like a treasure hunt journey where we would just play around, roam around the lanes that are being already made here by the animals that come and pass by, and wherever we found a spot which had no trees, so that we avoid cutting them, that's the place where we have marked the cottage. And another thing was every cottage has a deck, and the deck is infused with a tree. So like right now where I'm sitting, this is a part of the cottage which has a deck, and it will have a tree infused in it. So you can totally imagine the experience that it has. Here, as you see, this is a huge tree, and this whole block was marked based on the location of the tree and how I have saved it from being cut. And this is the principle that has been applied into all the construction that has happened in this resort project. And yeah, let's just keep going. The other thing which was very important was to decide for the design vocabulary, and I chose to design A-frames because it really goes with the total context of the forest with those tall trees, and they too, the nature and my architecture has to be such that the inside-outside connectivity or the building and the natural connectivity has to be there. So the A-frames are quite like hugging the nature, and they are being infused so well within that you don't seem to find it very like, there's something which is like a block that is blocking the beauty of the nature, which is why I chose to do the A-frames. And I'm so happy that my client really got convinced with it, and we are developing it together. And the other part was also because I have never done A-frames before. So this project is really very special and exciting to me on those grounds, because all the structural details, the window details, specifically the slanting window details, had to be taken into consideration and had to be developed very newly. There were no set standards. So we are here in the month of June today in La Selva, Pench, the resort project that I'm doing. And as you see, we have now progressed on doing the pathways as well. Tiny little pathways, very organic, intermingling. There's no tree being cut. I keep on repeating on that, but that's the fun part. And these pathways lead to the various cottages. As you see, the cottages are A-frames for a simple reason that the site is very linear proportions, and I thought it would be best to have like a cozy setting to it. And yeah, let me take you to one of the cottages. I'm here on a site visit today. It's still under some finishing touches, but yes. Secondly, I have to keep in mind the context and the climate part of my central India, right? So when I'm developing A-frames, those conditions have to be taken into account, and where would the windows be placed, how much would be the span of the projections, all of those have been taken care of. How does the light and shadow play come into effect? So it's a very fun project because nothing is, everything is very organic, nothing is symmetrical, and you have those pockets of surprises here and there for this place to just charm you with it. While I keep coming to the sites, I have seen so many natural species like that of grasshoppers and helicopters. Like I have never seen a blue helicopter, so I keep spotting spiders, spider webs and those helicopters here and there. Sadly, till now I have not seen a tiger here. If you ask anybody who's here at the site, all the workers, all the laborers, they have found a tiger. I have not found it.
साइट के लोग बता रहे थे कि साइट पे शेर आया था वेरी रिसेंटली. यू नो द एंट्री पे वी हैव लाइक दिस ह्यूज ट्री एंड वहाँ पे वाटर रिटेंशन के लिए देयर इज़ अ पाइप एंड दैट वाज एन ओल्डर रूट फॉर द टाइगर. और वो अंदर वहाँ से चेक करने आया था और वापस निकल गया. सो आई एम रियली हॉरिफाइड अबाउट दैट, बट एट द सेम टाइम वेरी एक्साइटेड कि साइट तक शेर आता है, व्हिच इज़ लाइक कि क्या
मेन गेट. And on the right hand side, the bund which is broken, the tiger, he sneaks through that fence and broken thing and comes down to the dormitory, takes a sniff over there, mark his territory, and then he goes back up to that area from the behind of reception. He comes down to the tent.
Tent also he comes?
Tent. Yes, I'd seen footprints.
The footprints.
Yes, and this has happened about 18 or 19 days back, and a very frequent visitor. Yeah, whenever he's
because
not able
I never
to
had the opportunity. मतलब I've been coming here so frequently ना for site visits, but एक भी बार नहीं दिखा यार मेरे को. रास्ते पे भी नहीं दिखा तो.
I think just behind the spa there is a big tree. कोसुम का झाड़ है.
वहाँ पे दिखा.
वहाँ पे leopard in the evening at around 6:30 पूरी तरह से आराम से बैठा हुआ ऊपर झाड़ के ऊपर.
Right. So for those who are coming to La Selva will probably get to see wildlife right in the site.
So it is my quest to be able to find it sooner as we complete the project, hopefully. But I'm really excited because whenever I come here, it's just very special. The seasons keep changing, the leaves keep falling, and it sort of inspires me to keep doing better and better. And I hope you enjoy this project in the best of its taste that you see. So what you see right now are steel, fabricated structures in A-frames. But as we detail it further, you're going to see it cladded heavily in wood from inside, so that you get that cabin feeling, and it gives you that very cozy vibe that you would specifically want in winters in a place like this, which is completely like a lush green forest. And when it comes to vocabulary, as the name describes, La Selva, it means forest in Spanish. So we are trying to stay very rooted. When it comes to the landscape, we are not going to touch it. This is going to be a very untouched area. We are going to keep it as natural as possible, so that you come here for the taste of a forest and not some artificial landscape. So other few details would be like that, whether it comes to light fitting or choosing the colors of the walls, or all of that sort will be taken into consideration.
So this is actually a restaurant block being constructed. And as you see, the steps have been designed keeping into mind that oldies would also climb up. So these are like 18 inches wide, and this was specifically the requirement of my client because she has a lot of friends of that age. So see, it's very comfortable. Raw wood has been used, and I'm sure you will enjoy this place. The whole construction is in steel, and so that it appears to be light. And as you see this base frame, that is the profile which is getting camouflaged in the nature, which is why you enjoy this architecture very much. Also, temperature is a very important aspect when we deal with these kind of structures, because here in forest, from the general temperature that we have in the city, it's 1 or 2 degrees Celsius, always less, and the trees are so tall that the sun rays do not directly fall on it. So this was one of the reasons why I chose to design this, apart from the site proportions and the orientation. From here I'll show you the windows. Like you see here, the windows have been bracketed out so that the water doesn't get inside, because this is like a sloping profile window. So these are the details, which I had to develop while designing this project, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then there are certain layers for thermal proofing and sound insulation. come inside, you have this abundance of wood that is being displayed so that you feel more close to nature. So the entire structure is cladded in wood. So take a look here. We are at the final day of the factory, putting little touches like the knee gates and everything. And it has been a wonderful, turbulent journey for me for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, being a project that has been so close to my heart because it has been challenging and it has tested my skill set. I want to thank my client Bhosle ma'am for giving me this opportunity, and after this we will have the final movie coming in place. Hope you'll enjoy our making journey as well as the final output for La Selva Pench, and do visit, don't forget. We are here at La Selva's kitchen right now. The main crux of any hospitality project is the food, and I just tried his food and it was very delicious. So I came down to speak to Chef Manish, and he had a lot to say about the property also. So just जानते हैं.
प्रॉपर्टी नेचर के हिसाब से बहुत अच्छी है और आपकी क्रिएशंस मैम बहुत ज़बरदस्त है यहाँ पे। पेंच एरिया में अप्रोक्सीमेटली 100 से ऊपर की प्रॉपर्टी है। ये सभी प्रॉपर्टी से एक एंटीक प्रॉपर्टी लग रही है क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा लोगों के रिव्यू आ रहे हैं जो यहाँ पे हमारे साथ यहाँ पे फूड के लिए आ रहे हैं या कोई न्यू पीपल्स यहाँ पे एडिड हो रहा है, उनका यही कहना है कि ये प्रॉपर्टी बहुत अच्छी बनी है और डिज़ाइन बहुत अच्छी डिज़ाइन हुई है प्रॉपर्टी। नेचर्स के साथ जो ये प्रॉपर्टी का कनेक्शन है क्योंकि यहाँ पे नेचर्स का बहुत वो रखा गया है, पेड़ कहीं काटे नहीं गए, नेचर के साथ बहुत कोऑर्डिनेट होकर ये प्रॉपर्टी को बिल्ड किया गया, बहुत अच्छा है। आपका क्रिएशंस सही में बहुत ज़बरदस्त है। थैंक यू।
Hi! Congratulations!
Thank you. Finally.
It's been a wonderful journey to work with you so far, especially it being my first resort project. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
Yeah.
And I just, if you could tell us take us through this entire journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So resort is also my first time, as you know. So in a jungle full of trees and all. So the project has come out so wonderful. Like everyone is praising you, and for everything. Like this is the new project in all over in Pench also. The unique one, and I personally feel that I don't regret it. Like what I had told you, that do this, but you told me no, this will be perfect for this. So I took some time to say yes, but I think I did. You didn't listen to me, and you did what you wanted, and you convinced me also. So thank you for that. So it's come out wonderful.
How are you feeling right now with all of this, and you have such a long road ahead now? Now that
I just feel to come and stay here, and I just enjoy it. I'm just enjoying to stay here all the time. I'm just waiting for someone to come so I can stay.
Yes.
So all these things are going on right now.
And I definitely want to credit ma'am for one thing which we were just talking about that right from day one when we started the project. She was very particular about when she bought this land. It was mainly because of the vegetation. And this block where we are interviewing right now in particular is our first block, if you remember. This tree right
It
here.
was going to be my farmhouse.
Yeah.
Then we shifted it because it was such a thick jungle. I couldn't stay here, so I just thought of making it. So it's converted it to a resort now.
Yeah. What a wonderful journey. I mean, nothing is aligned in one thing. We have aligned it with nature.
And with the trees and with the lanterns and all, now it is looking very good.
Not to mention her hoards and hoards, not to forget her hoards and hoards of reclaimed furniture. There's a lot of furniture that we have not newly designed, but it's her legacy, her family legacy, what you see here. So all the antiques, some of them are handcrafted.
Lot of them. Bar table,
bar table or your
so many things we have put it.
Yes.
Tent car, bed, lot of things. Yeah.
So like as a designer, it feels very, especially a history lover, being a history lover, it feels very like privileged when you get to see the furniture being made so many years ago and that being put up in the project.
Yeah.
So I really want to thank you for that as well.
And the chandelier, she has designed it at the back. I wanted something else, but now they are looking so pretty. And she has designed that. The chandeliers also, a lot of things are tailor-made, especially for us. Even the fittings of the bathrooms, which we had. Yes, tissue holders, even for the color. Lot of things we have done it.
And remember when we, so this property is a boomerang shaped property, which is why we decided that all our huts will be camouflaged in the forest area, and then there is this one surprise open space which leads to the farm patch. So that is where we purposefully marked our, like when we
swimming pool, yes.
Pool. So, and we
Swimming
raised
pool
it.
was, we raised it. So I wanted it to be raised it to 4 to 5 feet. Then she said we'll keep the bathrooms downstairs, so we raised it up to 8 feet.
Yeah.
And then the pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
So,
infinite.
and the ramp is looking lovely.
Yeah, that thing she was very particular. Her entire family is also so huge that
Because
there are
everyone
every age group.
should, if some handicap is there,
Yeah.
so the wheelchair should go up. So we wanted that ramp.
Yes.
So everyone can enjoy the pool now, and it is very easy to climb.
Right.
Very easy. So anyone can climb now. The old age people, everyone.
We have ensured that way that even if our cottages are stilted, there are one or two which are not so stilted. So if an old age person is coming, if the cottage is accessible to them.
Them as well.
And yeah, for youngsters there's a dormitory as well where
Yeah,
8
the
or
group
10
cottage
people.
is there. So group photographers can enjoy.
Yeah, travelers, lot of
Lot
travelers.
of
who come.
travelers, tags. There can be lot of things.
And the story behind the name, like, so we remember we started with the A for a reason that it gets
Yeah.
hugged in the nature.
Yeah,
and then
so it
antlers.
was, yeah.
You wanted
Antlers
antlers.
came in.
Yeah.
So first was the property name which came up because of the forest.
Yeah.
So we were searching for the forest, what name we should give. So we were searching for the local
Names,
tribes. Local
yes,
tribes
yes,
also
yes,
we searched,
yes,
if you
yes,
remember.
Yes.
So we were first going to keep the local names of the tribes of every cottage, but then we thought that it is not like that.
Not right.
So then I had kept the antlers, so then all the cottages are named by one or the other deer species.
Right.
And
Indian
the
deer
forest is just the name of, we just love the name of Selva, which is a Spanish name for forest. Because the property is like a forest.
Yes, yes.
So that's why the name came up.
Right.
We were looking for some Latin, English name or
Names as
something
well.
like that. So we love this name Selva.
Yes. And that name goes with the proportion and the delicacy of all the artifacts and the houses also that we
Yes.
have. That's why it tied up really well. We really stuck
So
with
Selva
the
means forest.
Yeah.
It's a nice name.
Yeah.
Unique name also.
Definitely, because here precisely it will be very direct names, whether it's the tiger or
Yeah.
those kind of things. I think.
Forest, and of course the property is like a forest.
Forest, yeah, I'm sure people will be loving to be here, especially the way we have respected nature and worked around it.
Yes.
So I think that will really serve the purpose.
Yeah.
I wish you all the very best for
Thank you.
now taking it over further. I mean, you have been there from the beginning, construction ke bhi time pe, and now obviously when the things are moving to operations, she's that woman, like, you know, you can really admire and handling it single-handedly. So really that is something to learn about her.
Operations are difficult.
Yeah, I'm very sure now. So passing on the baton, and I wish you all the best with it. I really hope and pray that La Selva becomes like a big hit and lots and lots of good comings to you.
Thank you. Hope so everyone likes it, but everyone has started liking it already.
Already great. Great. Hoping for the people to now join in, because it's for the people that we've made. So yeah, great then.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.